Welcome back, everybody. Definitely starting things off with a pretty electric series there between Parting and Sora. Sora coming out on top, a bit of an upset, and the way he did it was quite impressive. You know, Parting didn't take him seriously in a lot of ways. But enough about that. Let's talk about our next two players, Avenge and Sleep. Starting things off on merry-go-round.
Avenge is sleeping, which is one thing to note. Kind of doesn't really make sense because Sleep should be sleeping. Okay, just
a role reversal there.
Yeah, but obviously Avenge, a player recently coming to Junior Green Wings. He's always in the Pro League studio, but hasn't really played there in Pro League at all.
Yeah,
definitely a guy a lot of people are excited to see today. See how he does here in Code A. Was able to qualify.
Yeah, and I feel like if Avenge proves himself well here today, we could be seeing him as another member of Junior's roster.
Which is so scary for everybody else in Pro League because, oh man.
Well, we can talk a bit about that a little bit later. Let's go ahead and jump into this, our second best of three here, Group G of the GSL Code A.
Up here in the top left in the yellow, it is
Junior Green Wings Avenge.
Bench, Protoss player.
And Overlord just hatched. There's opponent over here. Actually, it was drunk. There's opponent over here in the red.
KT roster Sleep.
Extractor just blew up.
Yeah. Zerg definitely making the most disgusting sounds out of any race. Although the probe sound is kind of iffy as well.
You know, when I first came to Korea, I brought my girlfriend with me to the very first GSL finals I ever watched live. Maybe it was the second, I can't remember. But anyways, it was one of the finals I was at, which when I first came to Korea, which was Losira versus Nest-T. And the venue was sick. It was like really good surround sound, really good acoustics. I remember the first thing that happened was, you know, Nest-T like did an extractor trick, and like you could hear the explosion, like the nastiness of the extractor trick, like reverberate throughout the entire venue. And the girl I was with, she would not like that. She was not happy.
She's like, ew.
She's like, where are the Terrans? I don't like the Zerg. I'm like, there's only 2 Zergs at the final. She's like, if I knew that, I wouldn't have come. Not knowing a lot about her StarCrafts, already hating these.
Yeah.
Ooh, misclick there, but he fixes it. So incorrect scouts for both players, funny as it is, but the drone scout does identify things correctly. The Overlord was wrong at first, but
yeah,
ends up being okay.
Drone taking it into his own hands. He's like, oh, this Overlord's going in the wrong direction. I'll scout him. It's fine.
Solo gas, actually, with this one. Not taking a second one, but an interesting choice.
Yeah. See a fast expand out of this one. And the probe is going to get over here. Walks by that third, is not going to scout that just yet, but when he gets into the main and sees the pool timing, he's going to know that was a fast third.
You know, just notably, Avenge was able to beat Marine King, Hack, Creator, Tang, so nobody knows who that guy is, in the qualifiers, as well as Hiva. So, you know, those are the players he was able to defeat getting here. So, if you're a Marine King fan, you can hate Avenge a little bit. I think that was actually the player he beat in the finals, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. I'm a bit of a Marine King fan myself, so, but I am a Protoss player, so kind of torn on this one. Not sure how I feel about it just yet. I'll get back to you guys.
I mean, just talking about Avenge's games he's played, like in recent times, he basically hasn't. He played in the Warriors Challenger main tournament, and that's the only other tournament he's played recently besides the qualifiers for Shenzhen, which ended up losing to DRGN, so did not qualify. That's why I guess this group is being played today.
Yeah. Gonna look at some of those stats down there for WCS. Sleep does not have the best record against Protoss. I think it was something like 30% average there, so.
Yeah, I think that's maybe GSL stats only, but still a bit weak there. You guys noticed that, yeah, they played against each other in the GSL. That was in 2013, Season 2. That was a long time ago.
Wow.
So I miss the GSL, Brendan.
Me too.
Maybe he'll be back one day. I can dream. But this Overlord's actually going to get killed here. The scout here identifying, though, the tech. Gross. All sorts of nasty, gross blood and explosions today.
Yeah.
And look at this. He's actually doing a 4-gate.
Yep, we got 4 gates down there. And he's going to be able to scout in the main and the fronts, and he's going to know this is on the way. I'm not sure if those Zerglings actually saw that probe. I guess they might not have, because does not get the scout on that pylon, but I think he has a good idea. He's already starting a spine crawler.
Yeah, he knows that he needs to get a spine up, but honestly, you know, I think he was thinking he was going to catch a probe. I don't think he thinks the pylon's even placed yet, so he's probably feeling pretty comfortable. He's even going to move these 2 queens off creep down here. And oh boy, that first warping is going to be ready in just a second. Pylons are up and set, even one on the high ground, and here come the first 3 stalkers. Queens are barely going to get here in time, but slowlings versus a bunch of stalkers, not going to be the easiest thing to defend here. That spine crawler is so critical. He's going to target down the queen with the most energy first, so that it cannot be transfused.
Yep, very nice Mega out of both players here. It seems like a little bit of a run-by tried to happen here, but a nice block there with the stalker. And these stalkers, the creep is not connected just yet. It looks like they wanted to go towards that natural, but again, very, very risky. Next warp-in is here with Zealots. Going to be very useful to tank.
I cannot
for the
stress
stalkers.
how insanely low economy the Zerg is right now at 27 drones. It's very hard for him to actually produce. He's going to have to rely on Zerglings alone, and with no gas for speed, this is a really big challenge for him to actually hold off with slowlings. Basically, he can just make a bunch of stalkers and some pure, pure Zealot stalker here is actually going to do quite well against this. Needs to maintain his ratio. It's a lot of queens, though. I almost feel like attacking the natural might be a better choice because the creep's not fully connected. It's going to take the queen some time to get over there. However, if he does that, he might find himself trapped, and the creep is starting to finally connect across.
Yeah, there he is, going to connect right there. Has a lot of lings, but still no speed like you were mentioning. Those 5 queens doing a very nice job of holding off for now. But again, the warp-ins are going to continue coming on here as he takes up back at home. It's that robotics facility. Just goes over 6 queens.
He just forced so many Zerglings that he's ahead in probes, or at least until this very moment he was. And I mean, that's actually so many queens. It's a really interesting style that we're seeing here, just a different way to defend this type of 4-gateway aggression, because this is like basically the best case scenario 4-gate ever. No speed. The pylons, both of them get up. You know, he's got 2 pylons with a backup pylon, and still with queens alone, he's able to hold this. Zergling's going for a huge counterattack.
Yep. He's Sleepy and very, very comfortable. He's actually able to get all the way up to 55 drones while this attack is going up. Even goes up to 59 off those 3 bases. But look at this. It looks like Avenge wants to come in here with a bunch of these Zealots. And a nice time warp on a lot of those queens. Going to really delay them getting back to those Zealots who are starting to do work in that middle line.
He needs roaches. The Zerglings are coming back across the map. 39 of them. But he's going to catch a lot of these queens. They're trapped between Zealots and Stalkers right now. But the Zerglings are getting close back at home. He time warps here again, but it's not really too helpful considering the queens don't really need to move in this case to actually fight. And he wants to do an Immortal push follow-up, but he's lost so much army here. I feel like the better choice would have been just to solidify his army, go home, and then bring all the Immortals together, because now he's going to lose even more Zealots here. The drones, yeah, they're losing some mining time, but he's gotten up to 56 Harvesters here. There are 2 Immortals out. I think he's probably going to warp for some on the way. He could go 3 Immortal. Looks like he's going to be 3 Immortal, yeah.
Yep. And he's still got those pylons at the front. Don't forget about those guys. They have not been cleared, so if he decides to go aggressive here, already going to have a bunch of those pylons ready for that push right at that 3rd base.
All right, tight wall is set. Doesn't bring the probe because those pylons are there. And he actually has got another probe making an even additional pylon, a 3rd pylon to the north. So those pylons to the south will be cleared. That's exactly what Avenge wants. Yep. He's going to just move around here. Now the Immortals have been seen. And oh god, he's going to be panicking now. He's got 3 Spore Crawlers on the way. That's not helpful. 3 Spores in an Evolution Chamber. All the wrong tools here. He starts Roaches, and speed is on the way, but he needs Spines. He needs them now. 3 of them on the way. We're going to be so critical at defending against these sentries.
It's not burrowed yet, and the Slowlings aren't going to do anything against this right now. The Queens are going down as well. Guardian Shields helping so much against those Queens as well. And a huge Protoss Death Ball on the front doorstep. Those Spines are not finished just yet. They're going to be finished. They're going to be sniped down right away, and those Roaches aren't out just yet. It's only 11 of them.
This is just total annihilation. There are almost more Immortals than there are Roaches. This is the end. GG.
GG.
Sleep just not identifying the Immortal push. But how could he? He only had 1 Overlord Scout left to the south of the natural. The Immortals were hidden in the main base. He tried to do a link counterattack, wasn't able to get in. And it's really tough to identify this. If it's DTs as a weird follow-up or something, he doesn't have spores, or if it's a big Phoenix follow-up, he doesn't have any answer for that, then loses. So he took the choice that he thought was the right one. You know, we do, I would say arguably though, on the other hand, more often than not after a push like this, after a 4-gate that does a significant amount of damage, force a lot of slow lings, see an Immortal follow-up. And he just didn't think that was going to happen. Maybe he thought it was like too obvious.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, still, the first push did do a lot of damage in terms of drones. It forced Sleep to drone up really, really heavily. He did not have a lot of army to defend that second follow-up push, and we really saw it there. I mean, he was going for the wrong tech as well, but still, he just was not able to stand up to that giant death ball of what Avenge was able to follow up with.
Now, Moonglade, one of our dearest buddies, one of our Team Salmon members, would be very happy with this map pick here from Sleep. Picking King Sejong Station. Map a lot of Zerg pros. Feel very comfortable on against Protoss. And it's definitely going to be really good against the type of style that we saw Avenge try to pull off here. Definitely not going to be able to pull off an Immortal push after 4-gate as easily on this map.
Definitely a very, very smart map choice there.
Well, let's jump into game number 2. Can Sleep tie it up, or is Avenge, the dark horse, the underdog in this group, going to find himself in the winner's match?